Hi, my name is Joy Parr McGrath. I am from Randolph College Admissions Office. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions here, and I hope over the next couple of minutes that I will be able to share with you a little bit more about Randolph College. So let's share the screen here. We are located in a small city of Lynchburg in the historic district. So all the homes around the college are amazing, huge Victorian style homes, very safe environment. So just wanted you to kind of see a overview of where we're located, and you can see the Blue Ridge Mountains in the background there. All right. So quick facts about the college. We do have close to about 600 students here on campus, extremely diverse student body, about 31 states represented and about 22 countries. So I like to say it's our own little mini United Nations behind our red brick wall. Our average class size is about 11. I've seen classes as small as one person and as large as 52 students, maybe in an introductory history class or an introductory biology class, or where you will find those larger class sizes. The further you get in your major, the smaller the class sizes will be. And that's one of the perks that our students really enjoy about Randolph, is being able to have that personal relationship with their faculty members, with the professors there. We do have about 30 majors, 43 minors. I will show that here in a moment. And pre-professional programs are like pre-med, pre-vet, pre-pharmacy. Our 3-2 program in engineering that we currently have agreements with University of Virginia and Washington University in St. Louis. And we do have 3 graduate classes, majors. We have Masters of Arts in Teaching, which is education for students that want to teach. We have Masters in Fine Arts and Creative Writing that we started about 2 years ago, in this past July of 20. We started our Masters in Coaching and Sport Leadership, and that is tied into our Sport and Exercise Studies program. So here's a list of our majors and minors. You know, it's a nice group of liberal arts and science majors. So a good number of choices for you. Our faculty a couple of years ago wanted to really think how our students best learn. And so starting in August of 2021, we will start our Take 2 program, where students take 2 classes for 7 weeks. And then they repeat that process. So they'll take at least 4 classes during a semester. You can see here the common model, which students would take anywhere from 4 to 6 classes versus the Take 2 schedule. This intensive learning, we think, will really help students concentrate on those 2 classes. Wednesdays, we will not have class, and Wednesdays, that is going to be for our guest speakers, arts opportunities, your internships if you have them, athletics. We have been doing this intensive learning in our Masters of Arts and Teaching for years, going off of this 7-week intensive learning model, and have found it very successful. So we are looking forward to this. And I think it is really going to help the students really even dive deeper into what they want to study. I remember taking summer school, And, you know, you would take one class 3 hours a day for 4 weeks, very intensive. I did it for 3 summers, really enjoyed it a lot. So again, I think students are really going to like this Take Two a lot. So what do our students do outside of the classroom? Um, you know, just looking at some of these photos, of course, athletes, we probably have about 50% of our students are athletes. The other 50% are supporting them, you know, attending games and matches, looking at our science um, events that we have on campus, looking at our Randolph Programming Board, which is a student run, and it is in charge of all of our social activities. So you see the picture in the bottom middle of the bubble soccer. They'll have comedians, bands on campus, um, game nights. So a lot of different activities there. Theater is open to anybody, not just theater majors. Same with dance, same with vocal, instrumental. We do have an orchestra on campus as well. We've got spirit groups between the different classes, and you know, show your pride in being a Wildcat. I think something that is really unique about Randolph are our research opportunities that can start as early as your first year, after your first year of college here. And that's working one-on-one with faculty members. You have 8 weeks after graduation has commenced. So about mid-May to about July 4th, around that time, that you're working one-on-one with a faculty member. And it's not just in the sciences, it's in any field of study. And a lot of the students will use this summer research as also their senior capstone course. I like to relate that senior capstone course to a thesis. It's a pretty intensive research paper, or for our art students, what you're presenting at our Mayer Museum of Art. You will have your own art show, basically. So the options for this summer research, you know, I've seen students, a psychology student that did presentations on the digit ratio in your fingers and how that correlates to males and aggression. I've seen topics in theater, in our Greek mask that we have, and how the voice is projected in our outdoor amphitheater. So, you know, environmental science has done research on our Blackwater Trail, so which is a local trail here in Lynchburg. A couple of different areas that's available there. In addition to this summer research, we also have our RISE grants, which are open generally to juniors and seniors up to $2,000. And it's a way to supplement your major outside of the classroom. So I remember a student that was doing her senior project on this particular statue in Spain. So she applied for her RISE grant, was granted the money, and flew to Spain, and the RISE grant paid for her airplane ticket, her accommodations, and food while she did more research specifically on this one statue in Spain. Students have used that in DC. In addition, I guess with our internship grant, there's a pretty high rent cost in DC. So an unpaid internship is going to be really difficult for some students. So our internship mini grant is up to $4,000 and allows students maybe to pay their rent through that, maybe pay for basically the room and board. And if it's unpaid, you need some living expenses, gas money to fill up your car. But if you're in DC, you're probably taking the metro. We have study abroad opportunities. Right now, we have affiliations for the semester full year with countries, believe Japan, it's in Tokyo, Japan, the Northern Ireland, France, and Spain. And so your financial aid, basically whatever you would pay to go to Randolph is what you would pay for these 4 affiliates. Now, if you want to go somewhere else, it's just a matter of sitting down with our director of our study abroad program to make sure that what you take overseas is going to transfer back to Randolph, but you would also need to look at additional costs, because since we don't have an affiliates with where you want to go outside of these 4, you would just need to see how much additional cost that would be. We also have maybe 3 weeks in May, again, after graduation. We've been to Costa Rica, we've been, Iceland was one that was planned for this May, and unfortunately we didn't get to go. And maybe you don't want to study outside of the US. Maybe you want to learn more about our own American culture. So we do have the opportunity to spend a semester in this American culture program, and it is taking classes specifically on a theme for American culture. We've done Wild Wild West and traveled to Denver, Utah. We did a jazz theme one year and spent some time in New Orleans. So really depending on what the theme is while you're a student here will vary. And so you've got a couple of different options on what you want to take. I feel like the admissions process is easy. I've been in this business for a long time. I do have 2 teenage boys. One is a sophomore in college and one is a junior in high school. So I have been through this process as a parent and as somebody that will actually review applications. The common application is my recommendation for you to complete an application, because it's filling out one form and it can be distributed to multiple colleges. Now, my general rule is to apply to 3 to 5 schools. If you're applying to more than that, I don't feel like you've done a lot of research on your schools, and you will appreciate only having a maximum of 5 colleges. I promise. The average GPA for our students from last year was about a 3.5. 50% range was about a 3.2 to a 3.8. We are going test optional this year, and that may continue longer, but with COVID-19, we are definitely test optional this year. We do like to look at what level of classes you are taking, what your grades are in those classes. Don't be afraid to take an honors class. Don't be afraid to take an AP or dual enrollment class or an IB class. We'd like to see those. I think it's an easier transition for you into college if you have had those type of classes, even if it's 1 or 2 of them. We do not require an essay, but again, I encourage you to submit one. As you can imagine, you will have strangers looking over your application, looking over your grades, your classes. What really makes it personal? A personalized statement, an essay about a topic of your choice. I think it's a good idea to submit one. It can only help you. We do have our early action deadline of November 15th, and then our regular decision deadline is March 1st. And of course, May 1st is National Decision Day. So that's always a fun and exciting day. I encourage everybody to fill out the FAFSA. Um, we do have 100% of our students that receive some type of financial aid or merit scholarships. It is, the FAFSA is open starting October 1st for next year. Um, Generally, high schools will have FAFSA events at their high schools during the month of October, and usually there's another one in January. So be on the lookout for those from your counseling office. Um, I would definitely apply, even if you think you aren't going to qualify. It just gives you options. You know, you won't be able to qualify for student loans unless you have filled that out. And, you know, my husband got laid off this year with COVID. So, you know, it was nice to know that we had that if we needed it. So it's always just a good idea to have options. Who doesn't like to have options? We also have art scholarship. We have our art open house. It is virtual on December 3rd. And it is a great opportunity if you're a dancer, musician, instrumental or vocal, theater, and arts. So, you know, we've got museum studies as well as studio art. So depending on what area of art you're looking for. I do encourage each of you to take a quick screenshot of my contact details. Um, I am on WhatsApp for our international students, but email, cell, text me, call me. I am very easy to talk to, and you know, I really want you to be successful, and so whatever I can do to help you, I'm here to help. But you know, take a further look at Randolph. RandolphCollege.edu is our website. Look at our visit page. We've got a couple of upcoming virtual visits. So for those that are not so close, can certainly still take a visit and learn a little bit more about Randolph. You know, I think it's important. This is your future. And the more that you can do now, the easier it's going to be spring semester of your senior year. So thank you so much for spending a little time with me and learning a little bit more about Randolph College. Have a great day. And as we like to say, be an original. Okay. Thank you. Bye.